Let us get this shit show started. Let's get this started. This is Spirit Talk, or no. This will be called Spiritual Talk. Um, this will be called Spiritual Talk. My first guest is who the hell is it? Okay, here we go. My first guest is Lisa Quinn, who is a personal friend of mine, a spiritualist who has a lot of interesting things to say. Oh, sorry about that. I hope that didn't record. Looks like it did. Anyways, I've been waiting to do this for so long. I have the time now. This is something I'm really just interested in doing. I'm a sponge. Just I want to know all these spiritual things, all these practices. I don't care if it's witchcraft. I don't care. I just want to know. Nobody's judging either, you know? So, welcome Lisa. She's going to be doing voicemail back. She'll be sending voice chats. And I'm gonna edit it all. So let's listen to what Lisa has to say.
Hey, voice clips work fine for me as it's just easier. The messages come very quickly with me. I was born this way. I was shut down. I'm a Lumerian starseed, Earth Angel. And due to black magic being put on me since birth, I retained my gifts at 13 when my grandfather passed away, and then again later in life when my little brother was killed. So for the past 9 years, I have become me. I died twice in 2020, actually 3 times over the course of my lifetime here on Earth. And every time I do, I come back to the newer version of me. I'm talented in many things. I sing, I write. As I said, I'm working on will be obtaining my PhD in education to open new schools. I'm multi-dimensional. I work past, present, and future. I'm a mystic, a prophet, whatever, a shaman, a healer, whatever I needed to be. I wear many hats, play different roles. Everything speaks to me. Nature, Mother Earth. I work with plants. I work with nature. I work with animals. I animal communicate. I can take a person from being in utero to passing over and connecting back to spirit again. And we'll be telling you who has reborn into what. So it's many different things I do depending on what you want to learn, and we can talk about things.
So you said you died twice in 2020. Can you tell me about that? And like being a Lumerian starseed.
2020, my son joined the Air Force, and he went off to Texas. And we were living in a hotel. And I got to hear my daughter on the phone with a friend say, her friend say to her, "Oh, so when your mom leaves, you'll never have to see her again." And I took that to heart. So I went off to Iowa to go assist a family. I had never taken care of myself because I was that person who, if and you're on the plane and an oxygen mask falls, who do you take care of first? I was always taking care of my kids. I didn't take care of me. Long story short, I went off to Iowa to go help a family because I was that person. And I was throwing up blood in a huge barrel, I want to say 3 or 4 days. And on Easter Sunday, I was rushed to a hospital and abandoned by the family with my bag of stuff with me. And I went through COVID testing, and that was on a Sunday. And on Thursday, I went in for surgery. I had an NG tube, and I was still throwing up blood, and the anesthesiologist kept doing an epidural. And I begged him to stop. I remember the nurse giving me something, and that's all I remember. And I woke up in my bed, in my room. And I later on learned that they had to paddle me to bring me back to life. I do remember that was the first time. And then during that night, I died again. And I met my brother, and I wanted to stay dead, to be honest with you.
Can you tell me, like, when is it exactly you discovered your spirituality? These things you're saying about, like, Lemuria, the 144,000 chosen. What actually started your spiritual awakening or your quest to be able to have this information?
Well, going back, I was born Irish Roman Catholic. And I was blessed to have a grandfather who was very gifted. He went to church all the time and went to confession. And later on, with my gifts, so I was born with this. I was very much like Matilda at the movie. I could do a lot, but it was shut down. My grandfather worked with me a lot on religion things, but I didn't know why he was going to confession until recently. I sit and I speak. One of my gifts is mediumship. And I work with my ancestors all the time. And he came forward that a lot of my gifts came from him. But because religion was such a factor, he did not know what he was doing was perceived well. So he was actually going in and having meetings and, getting advice on how to do things. And we worked all the time with angels. We would get in his car, very, very close. And long story short, he passed away in 1984. November 27th, 1984. I was in middle school. I was in middle school, 7th grade, 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade, in between. Anyways, long story short. So he put on that side of me. So like I mentioned, I work with archangels and angels and saints and all of that. And then at his funeral, we were inside of a Catholic church where we went. And his body was in the casket, and they started doing the perpetual light as part of the Catholic ceremony. And I had a soul cry. And it's like my grandfather was very popular. There were loudspeakers outside, and I had friends who were outside. They couldn't come in the church. It was packed, standing room only. And they said they heard me and they knew. And it was like I just felt right there I lost part of my soul. There's 144,000 of us chosen ones put into this world to be the change setters. The government doesn't like us because we're here to change the world. Michael Jackson was part of it, and this is why he's no longer with us. We don't believe he kind of did it differently. He did, but he didn't. He was killed, and I'm going to share that with you. He was doing very well the night before he passed away. He was actually coming back to do a concert, and all of a sudden we got wind he died. I sing. I love to create music. I draw. I do everything. As I said, I'm well-versed. I'm left-handed on my right brain, but I've learned how to balance me out, mind, body, and soul. I really don't have an ego. And when she does wear her head, her name is Medusa. My gifts come in all the time, and I've asked for them. I now have the gift of knowing when someone's going to pass away. And before my thing with you, I had a phone call with someone, and she's in denial right now. And that's one thing that's, I'm very empathetic. I have a heart of gold and a lot of passion for people. So my gifts are never ending, and they will not ever end. I will not sell my soul to the Illuminati. I had family members try doing that for me. I even have the quote-unquote older siblings doing black magic on me. And I don't speak to any of them. When Michael died, they lied about him a lot. And they lost me. And this is when my gifts come back. I now pick up on everything. I do psychic investigations. I am multidimensional. I travel in my sleep, and it's all coming back. And like I mentioned, things are changing. So again, my gifts are constantly changing. Today I've learned telekinesis is my next thing. I had shut that off, but it's coming back.
So you said you were cursed with black magic at birth?
I've been jinxed, cursed, hexed, left for dead, and life insurance policies out on me, the whole 9 yards. And right now, no one can, thank God, get to me, knock on wood, because I'm protected. I have a very, very high thing. No one does readings on me. If anybody has been trying to do reading on me lately, it's false information, because I've asked my team of angels, who were led by my little brother and my grandparents, that they are not allowed to access my records at all. So I'm unbreaking them constantly, and I'm gathering more information. I do know I have people who are following me. I do know that for a fact. And again, as I mentioned, my phone's bugged.
Okay, wait. So was there did you do channeling or something like that? Were you able to channel your higher self or something like that, or other entities?
Well, I literally, if you saw the movie Ghost, that is me. People know they can come through me and get messages. I do ghost writing, not like author. Well, I can do that, but also I have them come through me. There's a book called The Afterlife of Billy Fingers. I was led to read it after my brother Michael died, and it led to what some of my gifts are. And yes, I do channel. I speak, and people say speaking in tongues. It's not, I have cleared myself back many, many generations to Native American times, to the Sioux Indian tribe, and I'm on my journey. I'm in between many realms, as I mentioned. So yes, I do channel. I give my body becomes over to spirit very easily when they ask properly. I not only work with certain people, but actually I work with people of the light and the dark.
Okay, well, that's kind of cool. Maybe on another time we can get you to channel someone or something for us. That would be actually pretty cool. Um, so before you go or anything, can you just elaborate a little bit more about what you're saying with Michael Jackson's death?
Michael Jackson was another chosen one. His voice was here. A lot of rumors get started. The song is How Do Rumors Get Started? They started, damn this people. So literally, when you have a voice and you do what you do for the greater good of people like he did, rumors got started. They were saying Neverland, which was not true. There was a lot said to him that was not true. His doctor was hired by the government to do things, and his skin pigmentation was nothing he wanted to do. It was bleached. He comes through, and it's sad, but he comes through the thing. He was here to change the world, heal the world, to make it a better place. He had children. He left 3 children behind. He had recovered. He had gone in and was doing like I do. He went into isolation, and he was working on himself. And he had a comeback tour all scheduled to go. There at some point, I'm not sure if it's still out, it could have been taken down. There was a video of him actually the night before he died, of him performing. He was doing back the moonwalk. He was back to himself. He looked great. You know, he had the glove. He had, everything. He looked like he did. He didn't have the glove, but he looked like he did back when he had the glove. Michael Jackson's always been like my idol. I had the whole look back in the mid 80s. I'm an 80s kid. But anyways, yeah, so they framed it and it went after everything and they got involved with the family. Being a chosen one and people that do your work, you're here to be the change. You're here to be that one who breaks the generational curses. So he was the one who did it. Now he's got the 3 kids who are very gifted like him, as he's saying with the music. I haven't really tuned into them, but he comes through all the time with me because it's like they find people when you pass, and that's something too. When you go to the other side of the veil, heaven, whatever you want to call it, people don't realize they're really here with you. And many don't stay earthbound, but some do. But he is one who needed his voice to be heard again. You cross the other side, and you literally are walking with everyone. When my brother passed, he was a big Kurt Cobain fan. I mean, big time to Kurt Cobain. He hung out with him right away. It's one of the first people he met. We here put on ears and we put on titles, and even presidents of the United States. I've worked with Abraham Lincoln before. So, it's like literally that, and they come to you. Like I was working with, and I suddenly never got it, but I'd love to. I had a basketball player I was working with him. His grandmother came, and he had literally hurt his leg. And if I had gotten to him sooner, he wasn't supposed to be playing that day. But he never got my message for one reason or the other. But it comes down to that. So, yes, I do channel different people. I work on different things. I don't mind doing this. Again, it's, everybody's got a story to hear, and to be told. Just let me know. It takes about a day or two. This drains me, very much so, and I don't mind. It's not a complaint. But I've been working with you and had a good friend who I'm actually healing right now because she's choosing to. So again, depending on what you want to talk about, I'm here. This is actually helping me because knowledge is power, and you're actually wanting to learn more about it. So yeah, it's cool. I can channel ancestors and again mention famous people because they come up. It's So Michael Jackson, he didn't want to go. He was all set to come back with his tour. But willingly, he didn't realize he sold his soul. Dan Reynolds pops up with Imagine Dragons all the time. He even came out in one of his things and said he sold his soul. This is why I don't do what people want. I'm not one who will join the Illuminati. I don't believe in it. My gift, my God, my gifts are from God. It's like my voice is an instrument, just like people who play a guitar. And it's you stay in gratitude for it. And you learn how to share. And Michael Jackson was very much like that. He gave, and that was the big thing. He gave. My favorite people, if you would ask me, who are still performing today, Bruce Springsteen, big time, number one. And John Bon Jovi. And why is that? Because they give back to their communities. They're not one about this fame and glory. They're very honest with their families. They're still married to their spouses and they care about things. Bless you.
Wow, that's beautiful. I appreciate your work. Is that your cat that I'm hearing?
No, it's Sunday, Sundae. She's my son's German Shepherd. She was cranky. She speaks all the time. She's got a story of her own, but yeah, it's cool. James Harden, by the way, is the person I was trying to get a hold of. I never got to get a chance to get a hold of him because somebody put money on the table. I'm one who, my favorite song out there is from The Greatest Showman. This is me. I'm not here to perform. I'm not here to be mocked or made fun of, but it's literally what people do. But yeah, that was Sunday. So James Harden. I feel at one point I will get a hold of him. And just like I swear to you, I'm going to make Axl Rose one day because I keep hearing I got to be patient. Just a little patience. So it comes down to that. So yeah, I enjoy doing this kind of thing. It's knowledge is power, and sharing is caring. And you didn't answer my question. You know about your higher heart chakra, correct?
Oh, wait, yeah. No, I have not. I didn't know there was a higher chakra or a higher heart chakra or, a higher chakra for the chakras.
Not many people do. So it's Archangel Ariel. She's pink. She's rose quartz that pops up, and it's your higher heart, which leads you to your higher consciousness. There's more than 7 chakras. There's over 188 that I'm aware of. No, there's even more, and you got multidimensionals. I've already connected to my higher self. This is why I'm ascended master, because I've done everything in human form possibly. Been close to making sainthood, because again, I've been spending time on me. So many people are out there take their time in isolation to get away, and they gossip and they spread lies and they do things where you tune inward and you become that you are, and you learn how to conquer yourself. Again, I didn't come back this time for anybody except my kids. I speak my truth. People don't like it. Lapis lazuli, throat chakra. I have many people trying to silence me. I will not be silenced anymore. This is what I'm here to do. So again, knowledge is power. Opening up your heart if you want to. You just have to say yes and agree to it. I'll do a little incantation for you and get you going. But I'm going to warn you something. You work with me, I get you crying. So if you're one who wants to let the emotions go, you came to the right person.
Thank you, Lisa. I really do appreciate you sharing all that. I do want to get you to channel. Thank you for sharing your light work and your wisdom. I really appreciate you.